Hey everybody, welcome back. I was recently invited to be on a video with Lee from Champions Chat talking about um, the seven best B tier characters in the game. He did a video on seven B tier characters, the seven best he thought was in the game, and I hit him up and I was like, "Hey man, I think we've missed a couple." So he invited me on his channel, and we sat and talked about eight characters, seven plus an honorable mention, that I thought should be mentioned as some of the best B tiers in the game. And we were going over the list. We made the assumption that these were if you had everything, right? Like if you had access to everything, this is how we're going to rank the characters. So in order to put my money where my mouth is, I'm going to make a video on each one of the characters that I isolated in the video that I was invited to be a part of. I am on my CC account, so I have access to everything. And we're going to go through each one of them, and I'm going to show the move sets that I think are some of the best or hardest hitting move sets that they have. So for Lex Luger here, um, this is actually relatively easy to run. Lex Luger was my honorable mention. Um, the hardest part about this entire setup to obtain is probably the Yokosuna's Body Slam Challenge. And the part of this that we really want is the botch gems do 400% more damage. That's really what's going to drive this move set. There is an all color gems do 75% more damage added to this moment and receive 50% less damage from all color gems. But the one that I'm most interested in and the one that does the most damage here is botch gems do 400% more damage. Okay. The move set is suplex, make 21 random gems into botch gems, military press slam, deal 400,000 damage and choose 8 gems to make into red gems. And then the attitude adjustment, deal 750,000 damage plus 300,000 bonus damage for every botch gem. Then finisher, deal 750,000 damage and choose 10 gems to make into yellow gems and pin your opponent. The first part of this move is what we're really interested in. The moment gives us 400%, so that's times 4 added. Meaning we can take this 300k multiplied by 5. Each botch gem unblockable damage is going to be 1.5 million. We're going to have at least 21 on the board, right? So we multiply that. That's 31.5 million. It gets better. Don't worry. There is maybe an argument for if you're running against a showboat, put the running knee lift in instead. Finisher, deal 2 million damage, gain 9 yellow MP, and pin the opponent. Hardcore, if opponent's class is showboat, deal 1 million damage plus 500,000 bonus damage for every botch gem. So this actually will hit even harder, but you have to be facing a showboat. But I wanted to kind of show that off. Look at the MP charges here, 6, 6, and 10. So we should be able to get away with just at least 5 MP from our entourage. 1 for being ourselves will get us to 6. And the way that I've decided to do that is with Santa and Kofi for 4 yellow. 4 yellow, 1 rainbow is 5, 1 for being ourselves. Yellow moves are loaded. Then we're going to use the military press slam. Choose 9 gems to make into red gems to fill the finisher. Choosing 9 on its own is a little risky, though. This is going to be a little bit of a cascade risk build, but it's not going to be too bad. The rest of the entourage is going to be Wade Barrett, botch gems do 100% more damage. And then I want to use Hunter Hearst Helmsley, Connecticut Blue Blood. Botch gems do 40% more damage. Moves that generate botch gems will create 3 more. So now we're throwing out 24 random gems into botches. And our bonus gem damage is up to 720k. So we're getting a whole other one here. So you take that 300k it was initially, multiply it by 6. 1 here, 4 for the moment is 5, 6 for the actual move itself. Now each botch gem is doing 1.8 million, and I forgot about the extra 40% there. Anyway, I'll show you in match. For the strap, Fury 2's 100% gem damage Since we're fighting an opponent in the tours, I'm not going to be using tier 6 medals. And then the plates, you don't have to use one of these plates. The ultimate plate, the final boss finery, whenever you make 15 or more botch gems, decrease all your opponent's gem damage by 80% for 3 turns. You don't have to use this one. I just thought it was funny, so I decided to throw it in there. It's going to make it almost impossible for your opponent to kick out if your opponent has the ability to kick out. Okay. The plate that really works, though, is the General's Orders. Whenever you break 3 or more red gems, get 3 yellow move points at the end of your turn. So, get into match, and let's look at the move flow. And the move flow is actually really easy. I have Tour perks on, so this is actually at 1. We need 9 red MP from somewhere to get this loaded. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to toss out the botch gem. Because of the final boss's finery, if we screw up and he starts throwing gems at us, they're going to hit like marshmallows, which is nice. A little bit of insurance there. But remember, we've got the General Orders plate. We can choose 9 gems to make into red. So we can do a 5 and 3. Here's 3. Relatively safe. No, not much of a cascade risk. And then over here, we're going to make a 5. Swipe that purple into... Nope, this is going to be bad. So we're going to swipe yellow into here, force the wild card to pop right there. Yeah. And that's going to be safer. We hit OK. These are going to break. No cascade. We get 3 yellow MP back. Here, we're actually at 4 MP of the 10 that we need. So we need 6 more. So we're going to take this. I'm going to intentionally click on this red gem right here because I want to control my wild card. If I grab this purple and pushed it over, the purple stays. Wild card gem drops. We break these 2. It would turn into a black 3 match. We break 5, 3, 8, which would put us into a pin. Right? So I'm going to grab this red to control that. This will turn into the wild card right here, and provided a yellow doesn't drop, we should be safe. Great. That's why you put the final boss finery on, though. We messed up and we still won. Let's try that again. Never fails, man. Never fails. I ran this 3, 4, 5 different times, looking for the best plate in Entourage setup. Didn't cascade once. Press the record button. Instant cascade. Not even in the place where I thought it was. It was a line up. Oh, well. So, same idea. Botches. And then we'll make a 3 here. Relatively safe. We'll make a 5 here. Relatively safe. We want to grab the wild card and pull it over so this doesn't turn into a blue 3 match. Need 6 red MP. This will be 5. And the extra turn mechanic gets us our 6. So now we are loaded here. We're going to toss out botch gems again. Now this wild card actually messes with how the botch gems get dropped. Since this is 24 and 24 is 48. Because the wild gem is here, it knows that it can't put it there, so it freaks out. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spots that do not have botch gems, which is lame, but it is what it is. So if you take 5 away from 49, we have 44. We're doing 1.92 million per botch gem, multiplied by 44 of them. That is 84.48 million damage unblockable. This is why I said the final boss finery wasn't required for this moveset, 84.5 million unblockable is strong. This does not include any of the gym damage or any of the move damage that you're going to get from here. And then we still get to make yellow gems. So in the tour here, health bar absolutely disappears. If you want to, you can go ham with yellow gems, and sure, might as well. And if he had any health left, the final boss finery would make it so he would not be taken out. The reason that Powerhouse Lex is on my honorable mention list is because he is indeed a little bit of a cascade risk, where my other 7 generally are not. So that's why it's an honorable mention. But 82 million unblockable is never anything to sneeze at. The only thing that will stop that 82 million unblockable is hype defense. So if you're going to be using this Lex in feuds, or if you're going to be using this Lex in showdowns, make sure that you have some hype put into him to reduce the amount of hype defense you may run into. Yeah, that's it. Powerhouse Lex, he's awesome if you have that moment. If you've learned anything today, if you've been entertained by anything today, or if you just happen to like the sound of my voice, do me a favor, click like, click subscribe, and share to your faction mates, most importantly. And I'll talk to you next time.